This is Diana Sullivan in Austin, Texas. Today I'm demonstrating how to make a very interesting hand-tooled lace. It's a leaf and it's embossed in knit stitches with a background of purl stitches. So this is a little ribbon project. And then here is a way to use that same leaf in triplicate to make a pretty little group. So let's get started on this. I'm experimenting with a little bit heavier yarn this time. This feels like it's slightly lighter than a 212. It feels a little heavier than fine 4-ply by Bramwell. I'm set up for knit one, purl one, rib, and I've installed the fine knit bar on my main bed. I believe that will help the machine to knit the stitches off using only the ribbon carriage. Here's my zigzag row. Now, I need enough weight for this. I'm going to use 2 1-pound weights. Doing my circular cast on for the 1x1 rib. I'll just put in 10 rows of ribbing. If I was doing a garment, I'd have to do something like this. And I'm going to put all of the stitches up on the main bed. So I'll go across transferring those one at a time, then come back and show you this fancy little stitch. I'll start by doing some rows of knitting just on the main bed, but I do have the ribbon coupler and the ribbon all set up. When you do this, you need to go slowly and just make sure that all the stitches knit off, and my stitches are knitting off just beautifully. Now my main bed tension is on tension 7, and I'm going to put my ribbon tension on tension 4. I'm going to just show you one little leaf, and you can make as many leaves as you want, and you can even arrange them in designs. But one little leaf, I'm going to put needle number 1 right up, knit 2 rows. With this pattern, everything happens after knitting 2 rows, and you need to be in half pitch. Then I'm going to bring up another needle to the right of that one and another needle to the left of that one and knit 2 rows. Let's zoom in close. Now once you have 3 stitches in work on the ribbon, you're going to move these over. The outside one goes over by 1. The right hand one goes over by 1. We're moving them outward, and be sure to put the empty needles in work. Now there are 5 ribbon stitches in work. Once you have 5 stitches in work, you might prefer to work with the double transfer tool because you're going to take the 2 outside ribbon stitches on the left and move them leftward. Take the 2 outside ribbon stitches on the right, move them rightward, and then be sure and put those empty needles back in work. Knit 2 rows. Now you have 7 stitches in work. You're going to use the triple transfer tool. Move the left 3 needles outward. That puts 1 more needle in work, and be sure and put the empty back in work. And then move over to the right with the rightmost 3 stitches and make sure that empty needle is in work. Knit 2 rows. Now you have 9 stitches. This is where it gets very simple. What I'm going to do is decrease on both sides of the little leaf each time. So I'm taking the rightmost needle, taking that stitch onto my tool and pushing that needle out of work, and then I go up to the main bed and I go to the left by a half step, so I'm moving inward. I do this on the left as well. Move that needle out of work and transfer up to the main bed, moving rightward, that is inward toward the center of my leaf. Knit 2 rows. going to do that again. My rightmost needle moving inward, my leftmost needle going up to the main bed and inward, and double check, make sure that the empty needles are out of work. Do it again. That took me down to 5 last time. This time I'll go down to 3. Knit 2 rows. Do it again. I'm down to 3. A decrease on each side is going to bring me all the way down to 1. 2 rows, and transfer that last stitch up, and I've just been transferring it to the left. You just have to pick a direction for that one, and then knit some more rows. I'm going to cut the yarn, drop this sample off, and show you how this turned out. Well, I admit that I just love leaf stitches generally, and I'm just thrilled with how this turned out in my slightly thicker pink yarn. Look how that's embossed. How nice it looks to have the knit stitch leaf in front of the purl stitch background. And of course in the back, when you look at it, when you feel it, you can see that the leaf part of the knit is thicker. So there's an embossed leaf lace.